describe just how, since Devonta got here, I think it was week 7, how his presence has kind of impacted the entire dynamic of the passing game?
Well, he's a one receiver. He's a dynamic player. I think the thing that's impacted, our team the most is his practice habits, because you've gotten a first, an upfront look at what it means to be a professional, like how you practice, how you last in the league for as long as he has and play at a high level. You see the way he goes about his business every day in the meetings, taking notes, practice, finishing everything the way he does, his attention to detail, his attention in the weight room. It's all the professionalism stuff that I think as a young player it's good to kind of get an example of what it looks like from somebody who's been at the top of his game for a number of years now.
Aaron, you talked about the O-line and how they played the other day.
Yeah.
Just what's it been like seeing that group kind of come together the way it has as the season's progressed and they've gotten some time together?
Well, I think any key for an offensive line to be effective is health. And I think for the most part, John being healthy and Tip being healthy and AVT in the middle has been really good. Mo's battled, through a couple injuries. Obviously, Tyron's out, but Olu's played, a couple positions for us and done well. But, having the core intact has been really, really good for those guys to play next to each other. And I think they've been really consistent. That was probably their best pass blocking game they had of the season. I think, I had as much time as I've had all year in and out of the pocket. Barely took any shots, kind of ran into one sack in the red zone, and other than that, it was a pretty clean game. So it's always nice for me.
Olu is one that it seems like the last couple games that he started there on the left side, he's been a wall over there. I mean, how's he been able to do that first year, rookie, and kind of the transition be a little seamless?
Well, I think the kids are ready to play these days a lot earlier, and I think he was ready to play. He was working as a swing guy, and then he played some guard, which was totally out of character. But all along, like I said in training camp, I think he's a decade-plus type of left tackle. We knew he was kind of the guy in waiting behind Tyron. Tyron got hurt. He stepped in. He's played really well. You've seen the confidence grow, though. You've seen his personality come out as he's played better and been, playing the way he feels like he's capable of playing, which is fun. You see some trash talking, which for him is basically speaking at all, because he's so quiet. But I like to see that he's a great kid. He really is, and he cares about it, puts in the time, and he's been playing really well. And he went up against a couple good pass rushers and held his own.
The way you say you're feeling, and obviously the way you've been playing lately, does that make you think more or harder about next year?
No, not really. No, it's still. No, I'm going to take some time after the year, unless I get released right away. But I'll still take some time whether or not I want to play. But I'll take some time to get away from it either way.
Aaron, with your health, feeling better right now and looking back in October, do you think maybe it would have been smarter if you sat a week in October, maybe let your body heal then, in terms of just getting better quicker? I'm sure playing didn't help you.
Yeah, I mean it's a what if game. I don't get into a whole lot of that. I felt like I was healthy enough to play, and so I played. And that was kind of the end of the conversation there. There were games where I was more hampered and games where I felt a little bit better. But obviously I feel a lot better the last couple of weeks.
What do you think of that Cousins situation down there with
I love Kirk. I mean, I've been in touch with him, during the rehab phase, and it's tough coming off of a Achilles at any age. Also, they drafted a kid. So, you obviously had a really good start to the season. There's ebbs and flows in the year. There's not a lot of patience in this league. Kirk's played at a high level for a long, long time. So anytime there's a change, that's got to be hard. So my heart goes out to him. But, I hope he keeps playing. I think he's got a lot of great football left in him and can play probably till he's 40. So I'm sure he'll feel even better next year than he did this year. And as he continues to get his legs all the way back, and I'm sure there'll be a team that want a guy who's proven he can play at a high level in the league.
Can you loop yourself into that, Aaron, where next year you'll feel even better than maybe you did to begin this year, coming back from a similar injury?
Yeah, it's possible. Might be sitting on the beach, though.
If the Jets came to you and said after the season at some point, we'd love to have you back, we're going to draft a kid pretty high, and we're going to get him in at some point during the season.
During the season?
Yeah, or if we fell out of contention,
Oh, that's a lot of negatives there, Rich.
Well, I'm thinking of the Cousins situation. With
Yeah.
We want you back, but if
Well-
we fall out of contention, we're going to go with the kid.
Totally. I mean, but there's more to that. I mean, number one, Atlanta's not out of contention, so a lot of the play is about performance. So, I think all of us, whether we got a guy behind us itching to play or not, there's when they drafted Jordan, I felt like I was one bad stretch from being benched, and I won MVP a couple years. So that's the way the league is. You got to prove it. You can play every single week and through stretches. So if they asked me back and they drafted a guy, I'd mentor the hell out of him if I was playing, and I'd try and play as well as I could to keep him on the bench.
Couple more.
Is your first choice to come back here?
I mean, yeah, I've said that. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why this would be a great opportunity. But, I'm going to see what happens. There's, a lot of things yet to happen. They got to hire a GM, got to hire a head coach, and then, whether or not I'm part of the conversation or whether or not they move on. Whatever happens, I'll be taking my time and thinking about my future.
Aaron, when you came,
your show that we're watching, that you say, when you go through your rehab, you want to put up numbers, you want to win an MVP, and you want to win another Super Bowl. I mean, how have you come to grips with the fact that that didn't happen, and you don't know if that's going to happen?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that's just part of life. There's ups and downs. There's highs and lows, and you just got to stay kind of in the in-between as much as you can. There's a lot of things I'm proud of, a lot of things I'm frustrated of for the way the season's gone, but, I'm proud of the work I put in. There was some real rough days of rehab where I couldn't see getting back on the field. And so to have played, every game this season means a lot to me. To be 4-10 is really tough to deal with, obviously late in your career. And there's the whole idea about not wanting to go out like this. I'm 41 years old. I played a lot of good football over the years, and games give me a lot. I've given the game a lot, and whatever happens after this, I'll feel real good about what I accomplished and the people I got to be around.
Aaron, when you first came to the Jets, you adjusted your contract and took less money to be here. Your contract's a little complicated with the bonus and just some of the caveats in there. Would that be something you were open to doing again, adjusting it, or a second pay cut or anything like that to return next year?
Yeah, I'm open to everything. That's nothing. I'm open to everything.
Thanks, everyone.